Alright? What's up, guys? It's your boy Kahuna Silver. Have y'all noticed how Sega has been really lackluster with the Nintendo Switch as of this generation? Yeah. Have y'all noticed this? Like, literally, every time that a Sonic game comes to the Switch, it's the worst version and it's the lesser version. Now, honestly, I'm not saying that of course they're gonna have, like their best effort for it, but every time that Sonic has came to the Switch over this whole time the Switch been out, it just felt like it was just shoehorned in just to say it was coming to Switch. And they know this because the Switch is actually selling well. But I understand that the Switch is the weaker console. You don't have to tell me that the Switch is the weaker console, right? We already know this. You don't have to, every time this argument comes up, you do not have to say it. We know this. So shut up about it. But keep in mind this. Where Sonic's fan base truly is. Now, one can say, oh, it's spread around. Oh, it's on PC. The fact is, the PC and Nintendo Switch is where Sonic's fan base is. And let this be a lesson to everybody. It seems like most people was buying Sonic Colors for the Nintendo Switch. But it got me thinking, seeing how bad that Sonic Colors came up on the Nintendo Switch, seeing how bad and glitchy it is. And it was confirmed that some of those glitches that we saw on Twitter was real via GameXplain. Yeah, and they can get very bad. And Nintendo Life even proved it too. So that's two official sources and websites telling us that these glitches do exist. Seeing how bad that product came out, it got me thinking about the other Sonic games that have came to Nintendo Switch this generation. And did you know there's only one modern Sonic game that came out to Switch that's flawless? Sonic Mania is the only one. I'm not kidding. Sonic Mania is the only one. Sonic Mania is the only flawless Sonic game on the Nintendo Switch right now. Of course, there's Sonic 1 and 2, via the Sega Ages collections and stuff like that on the Switch eShop. But for modern Sonic, only game that doesn't have no glitches, runs at 60 FPS, really is a fun and all enjoyable experience. It's a solid game, and that's how Sonic should be. I understand that sometimes the graphic effects and textures have to go down on Switch in order to make it run well. But what's stopping you from at least making the gameplay smooth? If you're gonna do 30 FPS, at least make it smooth. If you're gonna do 30 FPS, at least make it solid. That's what I'm talking about here. And see, that's the thing that Sega doesn't realize with the Nintendo Switch and its fan base. Like, I'm about to give you a couple of examples. Why does Sonic Forces have slowdown? Why does it have slowdown? Sonic Forces has slowdown in the game sometimes. Sometimes graphics look muddy, which personally I'm not tripping over. Muddy graphics is to be expected with some of these games coming from PS4 to Switch. But sometimes this game has some slowdown, some weird glitches in the Switch version, and it's not really good. Sonic Forces as a whole is not really good no matter what system you buy it on. But anytime I'm going back to this game, I'm playing on a PS4 only because I didn't pay nothing for it. I'm going back to it on the Nintendo on the PS4 because I paid nothing for it. But then it made even clear, obviously, that Sega didn't even bother to patch in an intro, something that should not affect the game. But for a racing game, it has 30 FPS and glitches. Sometimes my UI will go missing. Sometimes my start menu will go missing. Sometimes in races, I would get like frame dips in the game. But also, there's a whole freaking intro that's in every other version of the game missing. Never patched in. That's crazy, right? So that tells me something when it comes down to the Nintendo Switch version. We all know that Nintendo Switch version is going to be the weaker of of the Sonic release. We all know that Nintendo Switch version is going to be the weaker of the Sonic release, but what pains me is that that Sega doesn't really bother to fix up the Nintendo Switch port before it released. At least brush it up, do some effort towards it. It seems like it's just shoehorned onto the Switch just to say, "Hey, look." And that's how it feels with me as a Nintendo player who loves Sonic. I'm surprised at this point that Sega haven't done more for Sonic on Switch. We don't even get the Sonic Amiibos. But you see other companies like Activision, Capcom, and I'm pretty sure like games like Shovel Knight, they get Amiibos, stuff like that. It's like Sega's not interested into helping out the Nintendo fan base none. Honestly, when I heard Sonic Ultimate was coming to PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch, I was expecting at least a 60 FPS bump. I would have been happy with that. Because it's coming to more powerful hardware than the Wii. I thought like 60 FPS was perfectly obvious for the Nintendo Switch version, just like everybody else. But no, I mean we got a lot of other stuff, but we also got the most messiest port of them all. So that tells me that when it comes to Sonic, Nintendo players are no longer the priority. Even though we're the majority who are buying the Nintendo version of the game, even though we're the majority of Sonic sales, every time a newer Sonic game comes to Nintendo Switch, is a problem with it. But I digress. Don't get me wrong, people. I'm grateful that we're still getting Sonic at least. I'm grateful. I just wish that Sega would put more of an effort on the Switch. I can't really say, oh, but they gave us Persona 5 Strikers. They gave us Shin Megami Tensei 5 exclusive to the Nintendo Switch. That's Atlas doing. That's mostly Atlas doing. Now, I'm pretty sure if Sega had their hand in the pocket, they would say, put down PlayStation, Xbox, and make sure you focus on PlayStation and Xbox version before the Nintendo Switch version. I'm pretty sure, if it wasn't for Atlas, we wouldn't have got those games. And I'm pretty sure that because Atlas knows where most of their Megami fans are. PlayStation and Nintendo. So try to even them out with franchises. I understand mostly Persona on PlayStation with side games still coming to other consoles, and mostly Shin Megami Tensei with side games coming to mostly Shin Megami Tensei on Nintendo coming to other side games coming to other consoles. It evens itself out. But then when you look at Sonic, this character is so beloved by Nintendo fans. This character right here, and they treat us like a second wing. They treat us like that stepchild. Don't get me wrong. I just want a better effort on Nintendo Switch. Well, it'd probably be too late for a better effort because, let's face it, in a couple more years, Switch will be out the door. And the sad thing is, Sonic has nothing to show for it. But another franchise that Sega owns does, that's Super Monkey Ball. Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz on the Switch, 60 FPS, everything included with that version. Guess what? Super Monkey Ball Mania was proven and shown off by Sega themselves that Super Monkey Ball runs at 60 FPS will have motion controls and play just like every other version. That's sad. Half of the franchises that Nintendo fans care about from Sega. Yeah. The only reason I call this out is because I see it with these games. I love Sega. Alright, I love Sega, but I wish they would do better with Nintendo fans. The Wii U lifespan was just horrendous. Okay? 3DS lifespan was just horrendous too. Every single game on the Nintendo 3DS, either was meh or bland. The 3DS, not the 3DS, but the DS, French kiss, beautiful, beautiful Sonic support. Game Boy, beautiful, beautiful. GameCube, just beautiful. Wii, beautiful. Now Switch, cut that, Chief. Cut all that love. Give him enough love. What happened? What happened? It's your boy Kahuna Silver. Sign off. Deuces.